Most people think disrespect begins with other people. It doesn't. It begins the moment you unknowingly teach the world that your standards are negotiable. Every interruption you tolerate, every boundary you abandon, every desperate attempt to be liked quietly shapes how others see you. Respect is never granted by chance. It is earned through the silent signals you send every single day. Change those signals, and you change the way the world responds to you. There is a difference between being feared and being respected. Fear built on intimidation disappears the moment power fades. Respect built on character remains long after words have been forgotten. The people who command genuine respect are rarely the loudest in the room. They do not waste energy proving themselves, arguing over every slight or chasing approval. Instead, they cultivate emotional discipline, unwavering standards, and a presence that quietly communicates confidence. They understand that every interaction teaches people how to treat them. Your boundaries, your habits, your reactions, and your consistency all become part of an unspoken language that others instinctively read. If you want the world to treat you differently, you must first change the signals you send. Everything begins the moment respect begins with self-respect. People often treat you according to the standards you consistently accept. If you constantly tolerate disrespect, ignore broken boundaries, or sacrifice your values for approval, others quickly recognize that your self-worth is negotiable. Genuine respect begins with the quiet confidence that comes from honoring your own principles. This is not arrogance or superiority, but the willingness to value yourself enough to say no when necessary. The more consistently you protect your dignity through your actions rather than your words, the more others learn that your respect is earned through mutual consideration, not demanded through force. Control your emotions. Control the situation, emotional reactions. Often hand control of the situation to someone else. The moment anger, frustration, or desperation dictates your behavior, your judgment becomes easier to predict and influence. Composure creates clarity, allowing you to assess circumstances without being driven by impulse. Remaining calm under pressure does not mean suppressing emotion. It means refusing to let temporary feelings make permanent decisions. People naturally become more cautious around someone who cannot be easily provoked because emotional discipline signals confidence, patience, and the ability to respond deliberately instead of reacting instinctively. Set boundaries. Without seeking approval, boundaries define how others are allowed to treat you, and they lose their strength the moment you feel compelled to apologize for them. Many people tolerate behavior that violates their values because they fear rejection or conflict. Over time, this teaches others that your limits can be ignored without consequence. Healthy boundaries are established through consistent actions, not repeated explanations. When you calmly enforce your standards without anger or guilt, people begin to understand that your principles are not open for negotiation. Quiet consistency earns more respect than emotional confrontation or constant attempts to justify yourself. Speak less. Let your actions speak. Words can create impressions, but actions establish credibility. The more you explain your intentions, defend your choices, or announce your capabilities, the less opportunity you leave for your results to speak on your behalf. People naturally place greater trust in consistent behavior than confident promises. Listen carefully, observe patiently, and allow your discipline to become your introduction. Those who constantly seek attention often reveal insecurity, while those who quietly produce results build influence over time. Lasting respect grows when your actions consistently confirm what your words never needed to prove. Become unpredictable, but consistent people quickly become comfortable when they believe they can predict every decision you will make. While your principles should remain steady, Your methods do not need to be obvious. Avoid becoming so predictable that others begin assuming they always know your next move. Keep your standards consistent while remaining flexible in your approach. This balance creates quiet confidence because people recognize your reliability without believing they can easily manipulate or anticipate your behavior. Adapt to changing circumstances with wisdom, making thoughtful decisions based on the situation rather than repeating the same response every time. Protect your time and your attention. Your time and attention are among the few resources you can never recover once they are spent. Every unnecessary distraction, meaningless conflict, and constant demand slowly weakens your ability to focus on what truly matters. People naturally value what is carefully protected rather than freely available at all times. Learn to say no without guilt, guard your priorities with discipline, and invest your energy where it creates lasting value. The person who treats their time with respect quietly teaches others to respect it as well through consistent choices and clear priorities. Never reward disrespect. With emotion, disrespect often seeks one thing above all else: a reaction. The moment you respond with anger, desperation, or the need to prove yourself, you give the other person influence over your emotional state. Emotional discipline denies them that advantage. Pause before responding, evaluate the situation objectively, and choose a response that protects your dignity rather than satisfying your ego. Not every insult deserves your attention, and not every challenge requires an immediate reply. People become more cautious around someone who remains composed because calmness is far more difficult to manipulate than emotional unpredictability. Build a reputation. People think twice about challenging. Reputation is built through repeated actions, not occasional achievements. Become known as someone who keeps their word, remains emotionally steady, and consistently follows through on commitments. Reliability creates trust, while discipline creates respect. Over time, people begin forming expectations based on your character rather than your claims. A strong reputation discourages unnecessary challenges because others recognize that your standards are consistent and your actions match your values. The goal is not to appear intimidating, but to become dependable, principled, and difficult to underestimate through long-term consistency rather than short-term impressions. Walk away from what diminishes your value. One of the strongest decisions you can make is knowing when to leave situations that repeatedly undermine your dignity. Whether it is a relationship, workplace, or social circle, remaining where disrespect has become normal slowly weakens your confidence and self-respect. Walking away is not an act of pride, but an expression of self-worth. It communicates that your values are more important than temporary comfort or acceptance. People often discover your value only after they no longer have unlimited access to your time, attention, and presence, because distance reveals what familiarity often ignores. Become the standard others. Learn to respect. Lasting respect is never created by demanding it. It is earned through the consistent example you set every day. Your discipline, integrity, emotional control, and unwavering principles become the standard by which others measure their interactions with you. The goal is not to intimidate people, but to develop a character so steady that your presence naturally commands consideration. When your words align with your actions and your values remain unchanged under pressure, respect stops being something you seek from others and becomes something your character quietly inspires. Every principle you've explored points toward a single reality. Lasting respect is never created by force, manipulation, or constant demands for recognition. It grows from the inside out. The way you value yourself determines the standards you accept. Emotional control protects your judgment when others attempt to provoke you. Strong boundaries communicate that your principles are not negotiable. Quiet actions build credibility far more effectively than endless explanations. Protecting your time and attention strengthens your focus, while understanding people's motives helps you navigate relationships with greater wisdom. Walking away from situations that diminish your dignity is not weakness, but clarity. Over time, these daily choices reshape the way others perceive you because they reflect a character that remains steady under pressure. The goal has never been to make people fear you. The goal is to become someone whose consistency, discipline, and self-respect naturally inspire consideration, trust, and lasting respect wherever you go. Never forget this. When your words align with your actions and your values remain unchanged under pressure, respect stops being something you seek from others and becomes something your character quietly inspires. If this video challenged the way you think, subscribe and become part of a community dedicated to mastering discipline, psychology, emotional intelligence, and personal growth. Every new video is designed to help you build a stronger mind, sharper judgment, and lasting confidence. Now I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think causes more disrespect today? Weak boundaries, emotional reactions, or the constant need for approval? Share your perspective below and let's start a conversation.